Good morning, happy Monday. I'm excited to be back in my element, back making another live stream on YouTube. We're gonna do some fantastic trading today, but there's been a lot of things that have developed and evolved throughout crypto over the last 2 weeks. I know it's been a minute since I've been able to actually go live. Hopefully those Blockchain Boy lives where I was impersonating him with the overlays worked out pretty well. I hit one trade that was good and I think two that were not good while I was away from everything. Once I got those two that weren't really good, I stepped away from the computer for a little bit and just kind of like soaked up where I was and started focusing on other things that would develop and grow the ecosystem of those investors. I met a lot of cool people, but we'll get into that in a minute as we continue on with this live stream. I'm doing it a little bit earlier today than I have been for the past couple months, and that's because I want to go a little bit earlier. Music's a little too loud for me, bet. I'll turn that down then. I got some lo-fi, some Skyrim lo-fi, but we'll turn it down. Put it just down here. I know it's loud. All right, let's start looking at stuff. What's good, Johnny? What's good, Truth? What's good, Dream? Happy to see all of you here. Welcome in, welcome. It's Uptober, and man, oh man, has Bitcoin really been respecting that name. We're 2 days in, so if you go 2 candlesticks so far, Bitcoin's already up 5% this month, which is pretty insane. Considering the moves that we've been having, we've been range bound for so long. It is intriguing to see, okay, because we had all these levels, these major areas of contention on the chart, on Bitcoin's chart, and we've been mapping them and following them for months at this point. We saw this trend line where we were trending down, and back here towards the end of September 23rd to be exact, we saw that we started breaking above that trend line. We broke above, came back down for the retest, which before I left, I called this out saying that we'd likely have some sort of a retest. I didn't want that. I wanted this. If we were to break out here, I wanted us to go straight up to this $28,000 area and then come back down, because then I did not believe we'd hold this retest, but we didn't. We came down, retested that trend line, and this is a clean breakout. Back on September 28th, on Thursday, when we started moving, I started expecting that we would continue to have a breakout, because this was a picture perfect break of trend. So honestly, now that I've established that, we can delete that line because it's no longer going to be relevant. We want to keep the chart as clean as possible. Yesterday and today, we've just been continuing this rally. So I think we'll likely see some range bound activity between $30,000 and this $25,000 range, give or take. Obviously, I'm not super picky on where the lines are because I think it's mostly irrelevant. It just happens to be wherever I wanted to draw that line, right? So absolutely, Truth. Appreciate you letting me know so early before I bothered you guys with the music for too long. So, all right, let's check out some news. We'll go to Crypto Panic here. All right, Crypto Panic. There's been a lot of stuff that hit the fan, and we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's an open live stream, so feel free. If you got any questions, you guys want to talk about the drama that happened with BitBoy, feel free to bring it up. I was exposed to a lot of that drama as it was happening in real time because I was so close to people that were not directly involved, but like one source of information away. So it was like real-time information. Almost everything that I was privy to is out at this point and exposed, but like as it was happening, I was like, holy shit, like I have not been this close to this level of drama before. The main thing I wanted to kind of talk about today is this from Josh here. Chainlink is saving the traditional SWIFT system with the CCIP. Looks like Link Marines are coming for XRP Army. So SWIFT, successful blockchain experiments unlock potential of tokenization. And you can see here that they are using Chainlink in the SWIFT system. So the following case study shows that Australia and New Zealand Banking Group, a leading institutional bank with $1 trillion in total assets under management, successfully demonstrated how ANZ customers could use CCIP to securely transfer ANZ-issued stablecoins cross-chain to purchase nature-based assets. That's very intriguing, but you see that they're explicitly using Chainlink for what they're doing.
I think there's a lot of really exciting things that Chainlink can be used for in capital markets. starting from real-world assets with things like proof of reserves, identity data, NAV, price, all these key inputs that make real-world assets useful. Then CCIP, I think, is a critical component of providing liquidity and creating viable real markets for those assets made by banks. And I think banks are really starting to realize that if you make your own chain and you put an asset on your chain, you might end up in a situation where you don't have a market, you don't have liquidity, you don't have people wanting to buy your asset. If you don't have liquidity, you don't have a market, you don't have people wanting to buy your asset, why'd you make the asset? More importantly, why'd you even make the chain? So it's not just about making a chain of your own as a bank. It's not about just making an asset of your own as a bank. It's about getting that asset sold. It's about getting it into the hands of users. And those users are on other chains. Those clients are on other banks' chains. And this is really the realization that's driving a lot of CCIP adoption. The other great thing about CCIP is there is no chain. So a lot of the solutions that seek or want to create interoperability across capital markets and banks, what they're actually doing is they're injecting a chain in between banks, which will essentially act like settlement infrastructure. And banks do not need more settlement infrastructure in between them and their counterparties. It's just not something they're excited to do. A, there's a lot of settlement infrastructure already, and they're making their own chains for that purpose. And B, they kind of view it as a cost that they don't want or need. What they actually want is they want more usership, more liquidity, and they want to connect to their existing counterparties efficiently. And that's what CCIP is meant to do. CCIP doesn't have a chain. CCIP doesn't have any way to do.
Yeah, that's kind of enough of that. If you guys are interested, there's a lot more information out there on this update, on this like development of Chainlink. Now, a lot of people have been like, Chainlink was the first crypto that I actually got exposure to when I became a crypto investor, when I started actually investing into cryptocurrencies. So that was back, I think it was, Chainlink was like $5 or $6. It was right before this spike is when I first started paying attention to Chainlink. And that was like, one of my friends had made a ton of money back here when it went from $1 to $5. And he was like, bro, I'm telling you, I got some insider info. This is gonna be the next Bitcoin. And I was like, wait a second, Bitcoin at $3? Sign me up. Back in the novice days of crypto, right? And from that point, literally back here in mid 2020, we were waiting for Chainlink staking, and we were waiting for adoption like this. Because if you're not familiar with Chainlink, it's an Oracle service, meaning that it takes outside or real world information and makes it readily available on the blockchain for any blockchain to integrate. So most exchanges need to track the price of assets, and they do that through an Oracle system, right? Keeping it as simple as possible. So that's why any kind of liquidity maker, any kind of market maker, any kind of market online on a blockchain needs to have a level, some type of Oracle, whether that's Chainlink or C3 AI or Quant. It's up to them. They get to pick. Most of them go with Chainlink. We were gunning for staking because we thought that would help with price. As I've gotten further and further into crypto, I've understood that staking is cool and it's a nice narrative for short-term price action, potentially longer term, but my focus has shifted from that short-term price action to longer-term, what's going to drive a fundamental narrative. And for Chainlink, something like this is what drives that fundamental narrative. And having it literally been at anywhere from $5 to $10 for well over a year and a half at this point, like pretty much coming up on a year and a half, it's like we've needed this kind of fundamental change up in the use case for Chainlink. So I'm excited to see that development. I'm very excited to see that. We got a lot of other stuff too. Like Valkyrie gets approved to start buying Ethereum for its futures. Not a spot ETF, and the Bitcoin spot ETFs were delayed again. If you guys have been paying any attention to what I've been saying, at least personally, we knew that the Bitcoin spot ETFs were going to continue to get delayed until right around the time of the Bitcoin halving. That's when the final deadline is, and that's probably when the final say will happen and BlackRock gets approved, in my opinion. I believe they'll approve it when ARK's ETF deadline comes to be, which is like a month or two before BlackRock. I believe they'll approve all of them at the same time. They'll probably do 3 or 4 so that they can't say that they're being favoritism. They can't have favoritism because they're going to approve BlackRock, in my opinion. And then they can't deny ARK and then approve BlackRock and then deny the next guy. They'll have to do 3 or 4 of them at the same time, and they have like 11 applications, so it'll be easy for them to choose who gets it and who doesn't get it. Let's look at some charts. Let's see if we can't open a trade. If you guys are watching this, please feel free to hit that like button. Let's go. I'm excited for this. We're gonna be live for probably close to an hour, or as long as I can. We're gonna get some trades going. So the overall market right now, Bitcoin has been range bound since March this year. We've just been tossing back and forth between these two ranges, and we hit the bottom of the range and we started coming back up to the top of the range. I believe that these lines are probably a little bit too tight. If we go back here, even you can see that this upper resistance here should probably be shifted up to that $30,200. I'm gonna leave it here because I'm not too concerned about it. Like we could shift these around and make it a little bit more clean of a range. You know what, let's do it. So I think closer to here is a better area. So we shifted this up to the 25,000. We'll shift this up a little bit to hit exactly 30,000. And truthfully, this one could get downshifted down to that 27. So that seems like a more appropriate range. We broke through, we're probably heading back up to 30,000. I am micro bullish again. I thought for sure we'd get rejected, but it doesn't matter. If we look at Ethereum again on the daily chart, we found support at this moving, or not this moving average, we found support at this uptrend line, this line. I've learned, I hit the like before you start. Let's go, Truth, let's go. Thank you for that. I wanna see if I can pop, I believe I should be able to put things on the screen. I don't really enjoy how this like button thing, like, get out of here. I do it really, whatever. Yeah, I can pin messages, but I can't, like, did that put it on? When I pinned that message, did it pop it up on the screen? That probably. I imagine that's how they do it, but I don't know how people have gotten messages to stay pinned up here. Let's see. Wait, you guys have to bear with me, okay? You guys gotta bear with me for a minute. I'll keep this guy quiet real quick. This guy will be quiet. Bear with me, okay? I just want to see if I pin something, does it pop up on the screen? Alright, give him a second. He's got to figure this shit out. And then we'll get back to trading. But while there's the two of you guys here, let's see. I don't think it's working. Yeah, we're just getting an inception point here. All right, I'll Google it. We'll figure it out at a later point in time, right? We'll figure it out later. Let's unpin the message. All right, Ethereum's in this trend again. Ethereum's been just slowly moving up. This is because of the tokenomics shift, right? We know that Ethereum is mostly deflationary if we go to ultrasound money. For the most part, Ethereum is deflationary. Occasionally, when it's not being used, it has spikes of inflation, like right now. You can see that in the gas fees. You don't have to come check this website, but if you go look at the gas fees, anytime it's super cheap, Ethereum's not being used. And because of the new tokenomics, when it's not being used, it becomes inflationary. Overall, Ethereum is a deflationary asset at this point, which is super, super key for its price performance. And because of that deflationary pressure, the lows become higher. That's pretty much all I want to look at for the daily charts. Well, aside from Aave, actually, but you'll understand why in a second. Aave is back at the top of a range, kind of the exact inverse of Ethereum. We have a support level here, and it's making lower highs consistently, and it looks like it just got rejected again. This is pretty similar to what Quant did. This is very similar to what Quant did, actually, where it was making a series of lower highs and then bouncing off 100, and then it finally broke below 100. And actually, I don't know if Goku's in here, but we did go down exactly to where we said. We said 25 or we said $84 to $85 is where our price target was for quant. And if you look at that, we didn't quite hit exactly 84, but we definitely hit that 85 threshold. Yup, we hit exactly 85 to a T. So you're welcome, Goku, if you held on to that trade. Hopefully you did. I didn't, but hopefully you had bigger balls than me. Let's go into the minute and see if we can't find a trade setup. So yesterday we had a massive spike up. It kind of skewed with the trades. I almost took a long on Bitcoin yesterday right before this spike. I didn't, and that's okay. We'll continue on. I was wondering where you were and hit refresh. Boom, you've been here for 15 minutes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Dream. I said what's good in the very beginning. You weren't even here. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad you're here now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna do my best to start going live at 9. The reason being, the reason being is most people, when they're starting to trade, go live at 9:30 because that's when the stock market opens. And so I'm going to start going live at 9 because there is no market open for crypto, meaning the crypto markets are already here. I often find some good trading setups like an hour, half an hour before market actually opens. At least that's what I've noticed over the past few years of trying to trade this setup. So I figured might as well go live, especially considering the fact that people are probably hungry to start trading before that 9:30 period, before market actually opens. And so my live stream might get pushed out to those who are sitting there waiting for their favorite live streamer to go live. You know what I mean? So I might be able to like feed that hunger, fill in that gap for people who want to trade but who can't yet. So I don't see anything good for a trade setup so far. Everything, Solana could have been good, right? But it broke through. H-bar is still trending above. Kind of had a little bit of a choppy morning here, but if we are to extrapolate out, I think that you could see how it makes sense to continue to trade it if it comes back down here. And if we got a strong enough, yeah, it's 1%, so maybe. We got XRP. XRP is totally ignoring the VWAP. A lot of indecision there. Aptos is coming down, not too great. Arbitrum, very much so, ignored the VWAP this morning. Perhaps it's a good trading setup. We've been in an uptrend for a couple days, so if you want to again do the same thing and extrapolate this VWAP out, it looks pretty smooth, nothing too spectacular. BNB, I could make the argument, but I'm not going to. Aave, this is why I checked out the daily on Aave beforehand. This is extremely bearish. This is going down. We're getting rejected from this line here, from the top of that range on the daily. So if we zoom out and do an hourly candle, you'll see we kind of spiked up. You can see on the hourly, it's doing exactly what we like to look for. So what I miss, let's go Goku. Why the random pump? Honestly, don't know why for the random pump. I think a lot of people were waiting on the sidelines for October. They're waiting for September to end because that's just, there's a lot of narratives in the market. So I think when he switched to October, people pumped right into the market. That's just me speculating though, because I truthfully didn't see too much of news breaking for it. I really didn't. We just mentioned Goku that two things I want to show you, but let me finish what I'm doing here. So Aave on the hourly, if you look at the RSI here, so you can kind of see that we've been developing lower highs on the RSI aside from this last pump here, and then we finally started breaking down. So we're kind of seeing that the price is going up, but the RSI is not really going up anymore. It's somewhat of a divergence. I want to see this kind of come back to the VWAP today, and then I'd look for an enter. I'd look to enter on a short. Everything's curving over, everything's curling over. This moving average has not been putting in higher highs. So the RSI does in fact look like it's a good time to be entering in. You can see that, right? You guys see what I'm talking about. We had that initial peak and then another peak here, but the price continued to go up. That's a divergence. That's what I like to look for on Aave. This would not be a day trade, this would be a swing trade. If we look at the time frame again, you can see we're getting rejected from this upper band, which is what we signaled back here, Goku, if you remember. We entered that short here. you and I just got stopped out as we spiked up here. I didn't expect that spike, although I should have. And then the rest of the trade continued to play out perfectly. And we even could have rebounded the other way, hopped in for the ride back up. I'm assuming that this is us getting rejected. It could end up being something like this again. Okay, so if we go drag some of these bars, the bar pattern, if we were to do something like this again, it might chop around here until the end of October, to be completely honest, just so that you're fully aware. If it does something that it did like here, we might chop around for a month before we continue moving back down. So opening a small position could be worth it. If you look back here as well, we chopped around for, how long was that? By the time we first touched that trend line, we chopped around for a month, and then we chopped around for a month here, so it's possible we chop around for a month here before coming back down. Not totally certain though, because as you get closer and tighter, the moves end up taking less time, right? What we talked about though is Quant. You see that? You see that? Quant did in fact, Goku, come back down to that $85 range that we said. We were discussing it for a while. It came straight down to that 85 range for Quant. So, I don't know, man. I wish that I had held on to my short there for Quant. Instead, I closed out of it real quick. I just don't like going against things that I'm holding for the long term, right? But I should have held that hedge. Was your guess a bull trap, or why is the market green? I think we're just range bound. I fully expected this move to come down to 20,000. I was wrong. I think we're just range bound for a period of time. I think we'll just go sideways for a little bit longer. I do think that we will need to come down a little bit further. If we don't, maybe we're just range bound until the halving, you know? That's not that far away if you really think about how long we've spent chilling here. The halving is like April, May of next year. That's only 6 months. That's a very small amount of time. If we were to do this bar feed again, if we were to do the exact same thing again, this entire range again, we would be at the halving. So we could just stay range bound for a little bit. You'd see if we did that, the moving averages, I don't have them on right now because TradingView upped their thing, so now you can only have 2 indicators, and I like VWAP and RSI. But if we were to imagine we had some moving averages on this bitch, you could see they'd do something like that, right? They'd probably come through like that, right? So we could just see moving averages catch up to us. We'll see. We will see. I hope we're not range bound. Even if we fall, I like that price action. What was it like the last bull market in this time? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Let me finish looking through these charts though. I want to make sure we don't miss a trade. So right now I'm looking for Aave to come back up to the VWAP. And then finally we got Quant. I don't think I'd look for anything in Quant. So I'm personally looking for potentially H-bar to come down to the VWAP, or Aave to come up to the VWAP. And given Bitcoin's looking bullish today, so I'd have to be quick with the trade on Aave. If we did H-bar, I could be a little bit more lenient with it. Aave needs to be perfect setup. Now, with that, let's go check out. You guys keep an eye, all right? If we can keep an eye, make sure that all of us are watching it so that we don't miss those trades, because I think Aave will be a nice one. That setup on Aave looks beautiful, and H-bar looks mid, but I would rather go with the H-bar one, to be completely honest, because we're in a little bit of bullish territory. I don't want to counter trade it, but I want to pay attention to both of those, and I'm going to get lost in the sauce here comparing this to last bull market. You know what we should do? We should go check out, oh, I gotta clean that up. Gotta go clean that up. All-time index. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. We should go see into the cryptoverse. Let's see if he charges money to be here. Yeah, I think he's going to. Premium access. Yeah, you gotta. Oh. Logarithmic regression analysis for Bitcoin, Ethereum, DCA simulation tool. Okay, we could do that one. I might sign up for this at a later point because you get a lot of cool stuff. Regression bands, risk analysis. If you guys don't watch Ben, I think you should. I think you should watch Ben, without a doubt in my mind. Dude's really good at technical analysis. So if we come back and look at this from previous years, we need to move out to the weekly to get more data in here. So I already have on this chart for Bitcoin, the halving. The halving is these vertical lines. So if we look and see, let's see, 200 days before the halving last year, or last cycle, it was here. We were right here. So this is actually doing the exact same thing as the last cycle. The last cycle we had a peak. We had a peak that was 560 days after the halving. And this cycle we had a peak that was 500 days after the halving. So 2 months off, basically the exact same thing. The exact same thing, if you really think about that. And then after the halving, we went down for 1 year, 364 days. So we went down for exactly 1 year. After this peak, we went down, I think that candle, I believe, was the lowest. So 364, the exact same thing. We went down for the exact same period of time, okay? So this is spot on. The peak was the exact same time, and then we proceeded to go down for the exact same time, okay? Then from this low, we went up to here, which was a rally during a crypto winter, okay? I'm not naive enough to call this a bear market. A lot of people are gonna call this the bear market still. That's a 335% rally, okay? Over the course of 200 days. That's not a bear market. I don't care who you are. You have to be an idiot to think that 300% gains on Bitcoin is a bear market. So if we do the same thing, 200 days, we went up 300%. This one's not gonna be the same because diminishing returns, but we peaked right around here. So for 250 days, so we add another 50 days, another 2 months, we went up 100%. So again, another little bit of a rally. And then we pulled back into the halving. So we had a slight pullback for the remainder of the time. If we really want to dig into this a little bit more, we had a pullback that was 72% because of a recession. We went into the quickest recession in the entire history of the United States stock market was 2020. So we went into the fastest happening recession ever. And we went down 72% over 250 days. So if we were to do something similar, again, diminishing returns, but if we did something similar for 250 days, we went down 70%. You'd be looking at March of next year being down at $9,000. I don't think that's gonna happen because we went up 300% and then pulled back 70% with a major recession. So if we have another major recession, maybe we go down to 10K, right? But I don't think we will. Again, if you look, this was not a lower low. This was still up. We were still up 20%. So basically the exact same level, right? So if we were to have a pullback over 250 days to the same level, you'd be looking at early March next year being around 15,000 and then rallying for the next 2 years, basically, year and a half. So we will see. Again, I'm personally kind of expecting a more timid pullback down to this $21,000, $22,000 area over the next like 100 days or so, 6 months maybe. So spring of next year, looking like we're chilling around 20,000 perhaps, and then rallying through the next bull market putting in probably like a 8 to 10x. I'm thinking like 150k, but that's just my guess on that section there. The future there is questionable, but so far it's been like literally spot on from this cycle to the last cycle. Hopefully that was a long-winded way of answering you, Goku, but it's been like surprisingly the exact same cycle. So I expect one more dump before a rally into, what is that, like the 5th cycle? One more dump before a rally into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. You see Josh and BCB on stage with Cryptos R Us? Hell yeah, I did. I was there. I was live streaming the whole thing, Dream. I was there live streaming. I got to meet George. So that we'll go into it in a second, but I want to make sure that I don't miss any trades. Are you guys paying attention to the trades? Don't let me leave without talking about that conference, because that was one of the most insane things that's happened to me in all of 2023. The most, yeah, wild. Wild. And then I got to see Lucas and Josh hash it out in a hot tub together after the whole trip, so that was good. I enjoyed seeing that. It was kind of adorable. I felt like a child of divorce the entire time that they've been arguing, and then in that hot tub moment, I was like, oh, this is good. My parents are finally like hashing out their differences. When they were done, they turned to me and they were like, did we cover everything? And I was like, yes. I know it sounds dumb as fuck, but it's real. I'm just being real with you guys. I'm a real person. I'm a genuine person. They were arguing. They were going back and forth, yeah. They had to. They hadn't talked since it all went down. I know. I feel like mom and dad are fighting. Exactly, truth. Exactly. It's like, guys, whose house am I staying at this weekend? Oh, God. It's just a lot of drama going on in crypto right now. A lot of drama. And to be completely frank with you guys, BitBoy having the demise of Hit Network, like, BitBoy is determined on having Hit Network go to zero. And so they are the biggest channel. They are one of the biggest channels. Them going away creates a power vacuum. Just like when the United States leaves a country that they've invaded, you know, there's a power vacuum. Someone has to rise up and it sucks in whoever's closest by. So you gotta, if you've ever wanted to create content for crypto, for the industry, if you've ever wanted to assist one of your favorite creators, now is the time to be doing it, because there is that power vacuum. I know it sounds scummy of me to be saying, it's just the reality. Every industry works the exact same thing. It's always the same, human nature, right? That someone's gonna get sucked up to be the new biggest creator, and that just like shifts everyone up a little bit, especially like the swamp's being cleaned out, just like in business, a recession, this down period in the market for a couple years, everything's getting cleaned out. And god damn it, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there to capitalize on it. Let's see, is Aave's still pumping a little bit, or dropping. H-bar is coming down to the VWAP. We might be looking for an entry point on H-bar. I want to see Bitcoin though. I want to see if we can get a nice solid pullback to make it comfortable. Almost sold on my YouTube gear last week. Don't do it, Dream. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Go harder. This entire week, I'm gonna be, look at my setup. I got a lot of shit to clean up. Got a lot of stuff. I'm literally in my fucking girlfriend's desk still. Pink everywhere. Got a lot of stuff going on. I don't see the trade just yet, so that means we can dive deeper into more stuff here. A lot of people asking me to come on their channel, their YouTube channels. So I'm gonna make a YouTube video tonight and post it probably tomorrow or today, maybe, we'll see. A lot of opportunity. The space is ripe with opportunity. This is the NASDAQ, yeah. This is the NASDAQ futures in the minute. So, NASDAQ's just chilling, not having anything too spectacular going on. It's not even, I guess it is open. It's been open for like 4 or 5 minutes. So, Bitcoin's having a pump. Aave's pumping, H-bar's pumping. So no trade set up yet. I'll keep an eye. We'll keep that eye out though. Keep that eye. We're coming in on something hot though, so maybe in the next 20 minutes or so we could get a nice solid trade. Yeah, so I got to meet, this is George. I get to meet George. That was pretty cool because George was sponsoring the Flux conference, the Cypherpunk powered by Flux, brought to you by CryptoZaros and a bunch of other people. I think I have my fanny pack here. So I got to go. It was a surprise. I didn't even know I was going to it. VIP though, baby. You can see the official sponsors and everything. Right, so this one's CryptoZaros. Everyone was there, brought to you by CryptoZaros. I didn't even know I was going. I went to go visit Lucas for a weekend 2 weeks ago. Brought my backpack for it. I was gonna do an extended weekend, be there till like Monday, Tuesday. And then he was like, hey, I'm going to a conference. You're coming with me. And I was like, what? And then Josh was like, hey, did you get Patrick a ticket to it yet? And I was like, what the hell? You both knew and just nobody wanted to tell me? So I got to go. That was lit. Got to meet George. That was also lit. Got to meet Wendy. Got a nice photo with her. She's super short. She's super short. We went to dinner for a little bit. That was fun. That was really fun, actually. She's a lovely lady. Very sweet, but super short. Super short. Who else? Who else was there? There was Loudmouth. Does he have a channel? Was that him? This was not. No. Wrong Loudmouth. There were supposed to be people from Hit Network, but they didn't end up going. We'll go to Instagram, because Loudmouth was there, and I know he's got an Instagram. He's actually associated with Art Basel, which is happening in a couple months down in Miami. I might try and go there. I don't know what's happening there. He was here. Loudmouth was there. He's a chill dude. Not really. He's actually very loud, but he's a chill dude. Who else? There was a lot of people there. I get to. These people asked me to come up, be on their channel for a little bit. They're doing a new series, Debate Crypto, which is super cool. I get to meet them. Fantastic people. This is the second time I've got to meet them, actually. The first one was at Bitcoin Miami. I thought Cade was tall. No. She's short as hell. She's short as hell. I haven't had the courage to ask yet. Ask what? Ask what, Dream? Ask away, Dream. Ask everything. There's one thing I've learned in my 26 years on this planet is that every single person is just another person. None of these people, like a celebrity is just a person. This person, speaking of people, Scott Herman Fitness, he was there. That was mind-blowing to me because if you go look at his videos, first of all, he's got almost 3 million subscribers here. If you go look at his videos, his oldest video is 14 years ago. That was about when I started my workout journey. That was about when I started, and he was one of the first people. I was, like you guys are fully aware, I was a professional bodybuilder. I was bodybuilding for years and years. And Scott Herman was one of the people that these videos specifically, my friends and I would go watch these videos at his home gym and then do the workouts. So it was mind-blowing for me to go see that he was there because he's working on a cryptocurrency project. And so I got to introduce myself and then eat some Chinese food with the dude. And I was like, what the hell? What is going on? Who are these people? Who am I? And then someone from AGIX, someone who's working on longevity from SingularityNet was there. He gave a whole presentation, which was super cool, and then wanted to talk to Josh. I'm going to start pivoting my content to be a lot more focused on DeSci because I think there's a massive opportunity there, and I think it's super super underrepresented. Not a lot of people are talking about it. Look at all these projects that are working on it. Decentralized science landscape. Look at all these projects. And my background is in science, so I feel like I could bring a good landscape, a good brain. I could bring some brain power. Not a lot of people are thinking about it, so I want to be one of those people, because the exposure I would get to people, smart people, would be insane. Speaking of exposure, the crypto portfolio has finally reached a point where the weekly additions will be $7 now moving forward, so that compounding is continuing to take effect. We're still beating Bitcoin. We're still outpacing Bitcoin, and most of the portfolio is back into cash. So I didn't really make any moves on the portfolio, and now it's time to kind of assess where it's at again. Let's make sure we don't miss out on any trades here. H-bar's chilling. We might be able to take an H-bar trade here. I don't think we'll get in on that Aave trade. A view on my channel, I would have to have so much preparation. It's been a while. Dream, let's go. Yeah, let's go. I'll be on your channel without a doubt. So long as you're willing to come on my channel, boy. You're the one with more clout right now. I don't think you show up when I search your name though. Crypto Dream for Us comes up, right? Gotta go to filter and then channel. Yeah, see that? I gotta go to like the people I'm actually following. Donde? Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah, look at that. You got 431 subs. I'm over here chilling at 283, so you got the more clout. Can I come on your channel, boy? I am following you. Absolutely I am. Subscribed, bitch. I don't have bells on though. You're in here. Give me a heart attack like that. I feel like this music's a little bit loud again. A lot of the people though have asked about trading. They want me on their trading channels, and I'm like, you guys don't seem to understand that like sometimes I go days without actually taking a trade. Like, yeah, I think that I'm a pretty decent trader and I know what I'm talking about when I look at this stuff, but I am very, very selective. They're like, you want to come on a trading competition? I'm like, yeah, but like, I probably won't win. I probably won't hit a trade. Like, odds are I don't hit a trade in your allotted 1 hour time frame. Like, it's just me being real. It's not my trading strategy. I'm not going to force it just to be entertaining on your channel. We'll see how it goes though. We'll see. I'm still looking. I don't see anything super beautiful here. I'm waiting for that Aave pullback, but I will keep you guys updated because it doesn't look like we'll hit anything. Yeah, I'm gonna do videos. I'm gonna take each of these and I'm going to dissect them. I'm gonna make part 1 and part 2 for each of these videos, and ideally my goal here is to finish this entire spreadsheet before the end of the year. So I got 3 months of time to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 30. Probably have to do more than one a day, to be honest. My goal though, I want to finish it all. That way I think I'll have dope ass connections and a smart brain on the sector. So yeah, let's see what else. Let's see. I pulled up the yield curve just to outline this again for everyone. We'll go to the SPX. I think it's important that everyone pays attention to the yield curve still. If we go to the weekly, you'll see that we are in fact having a pullback on the S&P 500. So a lot of things are about to happen all at once. We're having a pullback after essentially hitting a double top. It's not going to be great if we have a huge shakeout. It's not going to be great. I'm hoping that this is just a pull back before we continue to rally, but it is possible, given the yield curve, that we see some damage coming. Because if you go look, every time we uninvert from the yield curve, it's not the inversion that matters. The inversion signals something, but the uninversion is what causes the damage. So anytime we uninvert from this yield curve, we go into recession shortly after, except for this period right back here. But I mean, a little bit after that we did. And the quicker it uninverts, the more damaging it is. So we're gonna have to see how this plays out, because if you go look, the last 2 times it did this, we had dramatic drawdowns. And then 2020, again, the fastest correction in the history of the stock market. This was a month. This was a month we crashed like that. So if we see the S&P 500 drop 50% from here because of a recession coming, I would not expect many things to hold up. I'm just being honest. I would not expect anything to hold up. But this is all just speculation. You just have to be kind of aware of it. You gotta be aware of it, obviously. All right, I'm getting kind of bored of this. I don't think that we're gonna be able to hit a trade. If you guys have any questions for me, hit the questions now, or forever hold your peace until tomorrow. I'm gonna be consistent with these live streams now that I'm back in my element. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna get a good background going so that it doesn't look ugly, so that everything can be nice and pretty. I'm paying attention to AVE and H-bar, whichever one comes to the VWAP first is the one that I will be taking the trade on. Bitcoin just continues to want to rally. Bitcoin just wants to keep rallying. So who am I to stop it? I'll go over the portfolio really quick and give you my game plan moving forward with it. That way you guys can stay privy to everything. I'll put more detailed updates into the Kryptonite Discord today, maybe. Goku, come back to what you were saying. What? Oh, INJ just dumped. Yeah. So, what I was gonna say earlier, that I did end up saying slightly, but didn't really elaborate too much on, is that the conference. You wanted to talk about the conference before we went. Yes. The conference got me exposure to people that I never really imagined getting exposure to, and like my Telegram right now is popping off. I got projects asking for my 2 cents. They want to meet with me. They want to talk about marketing. They want things to move forward. I didn't even know I was going to that conference, and then I just got exposure to people that I don't want to jinx, so I don't want to I got exposure. I got some actual people who are probably watching this right now or are going to take a look at this, because this is the first live stream I've done since that conference. I just got insight on how the world actually works in terms of cryptocurrency and blockchain and all these influencing and stuff. So I have to double down, triple down, and go hard as fuck. If you guys want to help me with that, please reach out to me. Literally, even just sharing, retweeting, giving me ideas, tagging me and stuff that you want to see my take on, so that I can just pump out content. Content is king right now. Content will be king for probably the next 2 years of my life, and onwards and upwards, right? I want to continue to do that, but really go fucking hard right now. And that goes for you guys as well. Dream, if you want to really take your crypto game and move it up and become a more established content creator, like my goal here, right? We got to go hard. We got to keep going. We got to go hard as hell. I'm seeing behind the veil. Yeah, actually, I don't know that I'm supposed to be saying any stuff, but I'm gonna say it anyways, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like I said a minute ago, all people are just people, so whatever. When BitBoy got arrested trying to get his Lamborghini, the Lamborghini wasn't even there. He was at Carlos's house. The Lamborghini was not even there. What? Nobody knows that. That's stupid as hell. Why was he there? Oh my god, it's insane. And I only know that because I was hanging out with Lucas, and the person with the Lamborghini called Lucas and was like, dude, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. Whatever, the portfolio here. The biggest gains so far have been on Kaspa, okay? I'm waiting for Kaspa to have a good solid break here. If we go look at I'm waiting for Kaspa to have a solid break. It's had its moves and everything. It's had its moves. But we've been like toying around with this 5 cent mark for a while. I'm waiting for us to have this break up closer to 9 or 10 cents. I'm going to take some profits. I'm going to get out of a good amount of the position. Probably take half the profits or half of my position. If we continue going, check dot, we can't see it because it's so small. It's a $4 million market cap, so it's kind of risky. I'm a big fan of check dot though. I am having a good time with it, and we're pumping big time. So I want to see where this move goes. I'll be taking some profits off of check dot as well. I will be taking some profits, especially after this move. We'll look at Bitcoin dominance in a minute. Hello Coin, they're launching their show soon. I was gonna add to it while I was only up 10%, but I forgot to add anything to it. I'm fine with this position. When the show launches that week, I will be taking profits. So that happens this month. What is just the reality of the situation? Buy the rumor, sell the news. It's launching soon, isn't it? It might be needing to dump soon here. I still want to hold some Hello Coin, but I also want to hold weight. So I'll probably take profits from it and then go into weight. We'll see. I don't want to spend too much time looking at it right now. So that's Hello. H-bar, I'm just chilling with my H-bar. I honestly might add a little bit to this H-bar because it's only 35 bucks. Bitcoin Cash is up 17% for me. Almost have $7. Let's go, Dream. I have weight, but I'm down on it. Yeah. I'm very bullish on weight for the longer term, but for right now, it's not doing too much. H-bar, like I said, I'll probably add a little bit more to it. I'm not in any kind of rush to do that right now. It's at 5 cents. H-bar at 5 cents, I think, is a steal. Even if we're up 15% on it, I still think it's a steal. VitaDAO, we're up 14% on this. While it's under $2, I should still be accumulating some VitaDAO. Saucer Swap is just a leveraged H-bar play, so up 15% on it. I might end up making this a 2000 sauce position. Just got to take a minute to get it to that point. I'm not in a rush to add anything to these positions right now, especially when we were looking and comparing. We might have another 200 days of sideways downwards motion in Bitcoin. So 200 days, 6 months of accumulation time, in my opinion. Data Lake I'm going to be adding some more to in the next day or two with the intention of selling next time it pumps. It's got such a small float that it pumps aggressively when any kind of movement comes. So I'm gonna not shy from taking profits when I see it up 20, 30, 40% in a day, understanding that we'll just come straight back down. It's super small and I wanna have my core position, but that core position is not gonna be the entire position, you know? I wanna churn some profits. USDC, got 100 bucks in it. Every week, we add some more. Matic, I'm gonna close out of this position. I don't want to hold Matic in this account anymore. VXV, just stagnant. I'll probably expose myself to some more DeSci plays in this portfolio. VXV, I'm not looking to add any to right now. Quant, not looking to add. I just want to hold my one quant. And ICP, I'm not looking to add. I'm just gonna keep my 30 ICP. These two, I'm hoping, are a strong foundation to the portfolio. Everything else, I'm gonna trade in and out of, buy and sell. So let's go, guys. Let's go. I bought VitaDAO at $300 worth. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. You just gotta be willing to wait, dude. You just gotta be willing to wait. Or if you think opportunity cost and you're not liking Vita DAO so much anymore, then get the hell out of it. There's no game, there's no rules to this game. Just make some smart decisions, you know? Just make some smart decisions. Bitcoin still continues to pump. Aave still continues to dump. Let's hopefully get in on a trade soon. I will post it in the Discord. It might be HBAR. It might be Aave. We might not get a trade. Either way, your time's your most valuable asset. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my ranting, my rambles, all that nonsense in between. We'll see you guys tomorrow, again at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that we can trade some cryptocurrency and make some bank, make some money, and grow as people, grow as creators. Let's go, guys. Let's go. I'll see you guys later.